That's it, people. That's all you get. You don't get no drums. You don't get anything.
Yes, we have revamped our intro music. It is now whatever that was.
Wait, am I recording? Okay, look at how low they are.
I don't.
But
yeah,
they
it's
sound
weird.
good. But they sound good on here though.
Okay, was on. I mean, yeah. I guess we just got weak voices.
We got duped.
I don't know.
I'm gonna turn you up a bit.
Is that? Do I got?
It doesn't show up here though. Maybe it's just
Doesn't-
the context it's in. Oh, because, dude, it's because it's in a big context matters. You know, if it was more zoomed in, it would be more. But this is all the way
Mhm.
zoomed out to accommodate the fire intro track that I just placed. That's
Oh,
why
I
the-
see. That's why it looks like weak as hell.
Yeah, but it's actually
gotcha.
not.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Anyways, all right. Moving on to the meat and potatoes of the show.
No, not yet, bro.
Not yet?
Let's talk about my intro song. Yeah, I mean,
We already talked about it.
No, everybody bashed my original intro because
Did anybody leave a comment?
it was too fire. What?
The people leave comments on the.
I got one comment.
What do you
Have
say?
you checked?
No, I can't read it for some reason.
You can't read the comments.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got one on the second one. It's from it was from a young lady that I
Mhm.
know who I recommended it, and she said that that she goes and listens to our intro song every day, just the intro.
That's such a lie.
I know it was a lie, but it was very thoughtful, and I appreciate it to whoever you are. She says just the intro song because it was pure fire, but this is a new one, so I apologize for all the fans of the first one. Yo, we got kind of destroyed in the views.
But
Then their second video, we only have like 7. Compared to the first one, which got around like 39. We went down to 7.
it's okay. People are busy. I understand.
Yeah, but I'm kind of hurt.
Yeah.
I guess no one liked the second episode. I'll just throw it up to that. It was on Netflix, not even on us. Okay, welcome to this podcast.
Of the Winding Road podcast. I think.
So, dude, even
that's still
the
title.
name is whack, bro. Yo, we're off for a week, and I'm like having reflections on everything. Everything is so whack. I'm so sorry for not being a creative marketing genius in any of this. Even though I think
you're way better than I am, I guess. I haven't contributed in that level yet.
No, it's cool. I actually enjoy just the whole design of it. That picture that I put, I thought that was really cool. That I have found it. If you guys were paying attention, I actually talked about that picture at the end of the first episode where I said that I have found your picture, and I did, and then I found an app and got the design on there.
Yeah.
All right, we have.
I'm gonna post that picture on my Instagram. Follow me,
Fire.
A Silva 2446.
Oh shit! You gonna plug?
Yeah, and I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna put the link to this next one.
To this one right here.
When we put it up.
Happening in real time.
I got hella followers.
Dude, how many followers you have?
Not that many, like 100 or something.
Dude, that's double what I got. I got like 40 around there.
No, there you go.
But it's loyal, bro. They haven't unfollowed me. Okay. This episode was called
Crocodile.
Crocodile, featuring actresses and actors. That I wish I was like a movie buff and I could just tell
I mean,
you
all
the
the
names.
all those people in the show are relatively unknown actresses and actors. I mean, they may be more famous in European scene, but I don't think they're like that well known to American people.
That's probably true. Even though there have
Because
been,
I don't know any of their names.
there have been some guest appearances, like famous actors.
Yeah,
The redhead.
Like there was John Hamm was in one.
Dude, that's been my favorite episode so far.
Yeah,
Was
that's the only one I remember because I saw it yesterday.
Super fire. You rewatched that one?
Yeah.
That one was super fire. Same like White Christmas, no?
Yep.
Super fire episode. All right, crocodilians.
Yes.
To this episode.
So this episode quick plot synopsis.
Yeah, we've heard your inputs. We were going to more thoroughly make it our objective to go over the entire plot.
Yep. So it starts off with the female and a male in a car driving. The male is driving, and they hit a bicyclist, and they kill him basically. Cover it up, and then years later, the driver wants to confess, but the woman says, "No, you ain't gonna say shit." So she kills him.
Well, I kind of zoned out. You're so they killed the original guy. She's gonna kill the guy.
She kills the
right?
she kills the driver because he wanted to confess of the original murder. And then there was an accident outside of her hotel room, and there's an insurance claim that was put for that accident. So then there's an investigator that investigating the accident to figure out whether or not it's a valid insurance claim. And through those investigations, that lady finds out the female who killed that guy murdered him. So then she murders her, and then she kills her husband because her husband knew.
It's getting out of hand.
Yeah. So she kills the insurance investigator's husband because he knew that the insurance person was gonna go visit her, right? So then she kills the husband, and then she kills their son because he could be another witness, right?
You can never be too sure, right? You can never be too sure.
Yeah, and then she ends up getting fucking outed by a hamster.
Yeah, named Codger. Shout out to Codger. Okay. So
Right,
I'll
because
that minutia. Or you want to continue?
Yeah, I'll just give a quick thing about this. So the technology that they use to to get the confession from the hamster is kind of like a memory recollector. Like they put a little. Sorry, excuse me.
Yo, those are fire hiccups, dude.
They put a little machine thing, little device on your temple, and then they can call your memories. So that's how they
So
find out.
That's the featured technology of this episode. Okay, so let's get to the meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes. So this episode is asking, how far are you willing to go to cover up a crime? That's the central question. Where do we start? You gonna start with the character analysis of Mia?
Yeah, I think she said she seemed like she felt guilty for the first murder when she didn't commit the crime. She was like, "Oh no, we gotta call somebody, we gotta confess, blah blah blah." Then later on, she just like she has a lot more to lose. I think the second time around, like, cause it's 15-year difference between the first time they killed a guy to when she starts her killing spree.
Yeah. Okay. So this lady, right? Okay, you said she did. Keyword being she seemed.
I mean, I think she was
I
like
think she was too.
sad, or like she did feel bad that she killed people, but she felt more inclined to keep covering up because she had a lot more to lose this time around than she did 15 years ago, where she was like just fucking partying and stuff.
Just going in. Oh, they were that song, right?
Yeah.
The Strike the Machine. This lady, she did feel. I think she did. She did. I'm kind of whack right now.
That's okay.
I'm
Okay.
trying to get my thoughts together. Wait, hold on, bro.
Okay.
It's not even that I'm laughing or anything. Just trying to gather my marbles here, okay? So this lady, she did feel bad. That's facts. But it wasn't enough to stop her. But I'm trying to get to the point with it being just because she keeps killing does not mean she doesn't feel bad.
No, she just has no time. She really has no time to like react or analyze what she just did or take into what she just did, because she like literally killed 3 people within 10 hours, I think.
Yeah, so the first one
happened
15 years ago.
The first one happened, and then 15 years, whatever. Then she killed her friend, and then like I think like maybe a couple days later, she killed the insurance person. And she that same day killed the insurance person's husband, and then she killed their son. Like within like a 5-hour period.
So she did. I just got thought of a point right now. How do they coerce the hamster into thinking about that specifically? I thought hamsters would just be in their own world.
I don't know.
Was it just the recency of it?
Probably just because it was more recent. They were like, and maybe I don't know what hamster memory.
Isn't there like
Yes.
like one of those theories that you believe as a kid that like fish renew their memory like every 5 seconds? Have you heard that theory?
Yeah, so it's like goldfish have such a
Did I say
short.
tomfish?
That yeah.
I said tomfish.
No, I thought you just said fish, but it's
Okay.
like goldfish
Okay. It's not tomfish, bro.
don't have any long term memory things. They could just like remember like a day, but then they forget
So
almost immediately.
that's actually facts.
Yeah, they forget almost immediately whatever has happened.
So they can't even form attachments with anything.
No, I don't think so.
That's. I would think the hamsters. I don't know. I think it's just a kind of a little loophole that they pulled over at the end, trying to get the hamster.
Right. I mean, well, like it's around like the one of the most recent thing that the hamster
I wonder
has just witnessed or
how,
whatever.
how much time elapsed since when the police found the dead bodies.
Yeah, I don't know. It's time frame's kind of iffy. Can't really speak to that.
Cause she went that afternoon to go watch the play with her son.
Right, but it was already night when she like left to go kill the husband.
It was already night as well, right?
Yeah.
So that was like,
And the thing was at 7:30, so like maybe I don't know how far it was.
wow, that sometime. Oh, not a lot of time passed. Meaning they found the bodies relatively quickly, right?
Right.
Oh wait, did she throw away the people into the thing, so she just left them in the house?
She left them in the house. She killed the guy, the dad,
Oh.
and then the baby, and they just left the baby in there.
Oh my lord.
I don't know who called the cops. Well, I mean, you can only speculate, right? They don't share that information with us, with the audience of like who called the cops or how that happened. But yeah, the hamster outed her. It was like,
That's
it's like, bro, have I got a story to tell you guys?
yeah. Like I saw the whole thing. This freaking blonde lady, right? She killed this dude in the bathtub, and then she like stood in the hallway, and then she suffocated the little child, right?
Right.
At first, I thought she had whacked the mold, the dude,
Mhm.
just like she got her dad. But
Yeah, and I think
she
they called it the episode Crocodile because she's like cold blooded. I guess maybe. Maybe it's probably why they call it
We need
that
like
way.
every time we come up with a theory, we need music to pop up.
Oh
That
yeah,
would've
we're
been
thinking.
fire. Dun, 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 dun. Nah, but
Hit it on the nose.
down the first song that popped into my head was that Mario Kart theme song. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
let me just ask you directly to put it blunt. How far are you willing to cover up a murder?
Dude, I
You
would do
go to the
everything.
ends of the earth?
I would do everything. But I got so much to lose, bro. I murder
Do you
everyone.
really think it's about losing something?
Yeah, I mean, I think like she was weighing her options, right? Like she was more, like I said, she was more willing to confess of that initial guy that they killed because she was still young and she hadn't like, I guess what's called, accumulated anything in her life. But then like she's like a lot older. She has a architecture business. She's releasing this new design, so she like has a lot more to lose this time around. And she even says it in the hotel room when the guy goes and tells her, "Hey, I'm gonna confess," and then she's like, "No, you can't do it. You can't do it. Like I've got a
much.
life now. I've made something of myself.
Yes,
I'm not gonna let you throw that away."
I do remember that she did say that, but for some reason that's just coming off as fake to me because it wasn't was it the very first thing she said when he was leading or alluding that he was going to.
Yeah,
That was the first thing that popped out of her mouth. I think it
Kinda,
was
I
just a
remember.
no.
Yeah,
I think it was like a hard just like a visceral don't. It wasn't. It didn't go.
Mhm.
Even if it did went straight, I think it's fake. Okay, so that's
What
the
do you mean?
premise. The premise that you're setting up is that she's killing these people because she has too much to lose. So that begs a question. So she would not be killing if she did not make something of herself. She would have turned herself in. That's what your logic is suggesting. So
I guess
I don't-
because
I
she
don't
like I
think
think
so.
she like has.
I don't think that's how it is. I think that's just how I don't think it has a single morsel to do with her being somebody. I think if she was nobody, she would still kill.
She would still
Yeah.
stop him and stop the crime from being.
Yeah, even though we
Mm.
did see what it was like. She was nobody in the beginning, and she still went through with it.
Right, but she in the beginning she's like, no, we gotta tell somebody, we gotta call somebody. It was the guy that wanted to cover it up.
That's true. She was the one that was saying no. We can't just leave him here, right?
Right, yeah, and then but the guy was like,
Oh wait,
man,
key
he's
plot,
like, I'm gonna go to jail. I've been drinking, blah blah.
key plot point. But that wasn't her directly though.
Right.
That was the guy.
Mhm.
That wasn't her killing. So for some reason, dude, my gut says there's no way this lady is not killing these people, even if she was not anyone.
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I
Because
think.
you're falling on the other side of this.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
You think it has to do with materialism and just her being somebody?
Yeah,
What was she? She was
because if she goes to jail, she can't be with her family anymore. She's like her business is done
dude. I
or
think that's all
whatever.
trash.
She's just like, but then like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I for some reason right now I'm feeling like trash, and I'm like letting this out on this podcast right now. I
Yeah.
think it's all trash. I don't think that lady. I don't think that lady is anyone. I don't. What am I even saying,
What are
dude?
you saying, dude?
What the fuck? Wait, I think that lady, dude. I'm searching for nuance in this, and
Yeah.
my gut is just telling me there's no nuance here. She's just fucking.
She's just a terrible person.
Not that she's a terrible person, but that it is what it is.
She just doesn't want to go to jail.
Yeah, and I agree with that. All right, now let's ask me. So you said you would, or were you saying that like
That's
just
kind of
tongue in cheek?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if I would or not, because unless I'm pressed in that for that or something, or I'm on a ever I end up in a situation like that where accident happens and I'm like,
That's scary.
fuck, what do I do?
I
Let
mean,
me get out of here and go home. I don't know. I don't know if I would.
the closest thing, a hit and run. That's very common. Have
Mm.
you had a hit and run yet? Like you just like bump some dude, you just keep going instead of getting off and
No.
nothing. That's it's very tricky.
I mean,
It's
if I
just so
think I
much
would,
easier.
I would stop and be like, hey, my bad, G, I hate you
Yeah.
or whatever. But that's a little bit different, than like it's not as serious as like
Killing
I
someone.
killed someone and then what do I? Am I gonna
It
confess
just
or am I
comes.
gonna
It
go
just
to?
comes down
Or am
to.
I gonna try to cover it
It
up?
comes down to the very first episode, which is why people were behaving the way they were. Was it for consequences or was it for something else? And in this episode, it seems to be consequences for her. For the dude, that thing was eating him up, right? And that's why he had stopped drinking, and he still couldn't get those demons out of his head.
Mm-hmm.
But for her, it just strictly seemed to be, I don't want to go to jail.
Right. She was being very cold. I guess she had almost no empathy
Yes, it
really
was
for
gone.
the thing. She just forgot about it, which is why I think you're right. Like there are consequences. Like it was because of the consequences that she didn't want to go to jail. But then also she was also kind of psychotic. I think
It was also
it was
taking.
like she was like slightly psychotic.
Oh,
She
that's
like
from the beginning.
she
Yeah,
like she wasn't very empathetic
that was just
to
like
people.
that was her disposition, right? She was
Yeah.
kind of neurotic from the get go.
Right. So she
Ooh,
like
that's a good one.
especially because of the way she killed people. Also, it makes it more more so because it's like first guy she choked, and then the second girl she like violently hit with a cement brick or whatever.
It was a piece of wood,
And then
a log.
there was like very intimate murders, right? She like and then she bashed Buddy in the head with a hammer, and then she suffocated the son or the baby.
All right, let's rank them. Who do you think had the least painful death? Ooh, this got
Probably.
dark.
Probably the guy. Probably the guy.
The dude who got the 2-piece.
Who got whacked twice with
He got whacked them
with the hammer, because he like you get knocked out and you're like, oh shit, well I'm already like I can't
Ooh,
do
and then
anything
she went in
anymore.
for a second one.
Then she knocked him again, but like so like these that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get at is like these are very intimate murders. You have to be like some type of crazy to be able to kill someone like that up close and personal, because it's like I think it's much easier or much
To shoot, right?
to shoot like that happens so fast and quickly, and like you're less likely to be psychotic. You're still like crazy for doing it, but like you're not as crazy as someone who like commits murders like that.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a different level. It's a different species of person that would take because I think anyone, because it's so much, you're removed from it. It's the bullet, you're at a distance, as opposed to you actually feeling when the hammer cracks the skull, when the baby stops kicking, when your log bashes the lady, when you choke the guy out.
Because you can stop at any point. You can stop and not do it. But
It's not a split second decision.
right. It's not something
It's a continuous.
you can take it back. It's like maybe a 10-20 second period of you killing someone.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So she can take it back if she wants, but she doesn't. So she's like she's like slightly psychotic, I think.
And it was like eating up at like she would have at least like 5 minutes of like crying after she would do each one. That I
Mhm.
found that the most interesting part of the show, probably.
Mhm.
That she would just like cry, so she would get it out, and then she would just like hold her shit together for the rest of the day,
Right.
as opposed to just being completely crocodile and not just moving on to the next one. So it's she's a very interesting character. Shout out to Mia and the way they designed her in this
Right.
story.
Yeah, and in the end, she's like all like tired and just like exhausted and
So
super
like
drained from having killed 4 people
yeah, within like 7
within
hours.
within a 2 3 day period.
So this must have been in the other episodes. They seem to have much better technology. In this world, they don't have the eye technology from the first season, which is a lot more effective at capturing memories.
Mm-hmm.
You could see them there a lot more clearly. In this one, they're like blurry. Oh wait a second. That
That
was
was memory.
Vision, right?
Yeah, so that was like an implanted to your brain. So
Wait.
I don't know.
There we go. We got somewhere. We were digging around. We got somewhere. This is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what like how they like. Oh,
I have a question.
yeah. What's your question?
Vision is not memory. Vision is memory. Are they the same thing?
Yeah, they like your eyes are your reception for all your memories. I guess this is your initial recording point. I guess.
In season 1, the history of you, those were memories, but were they memories? They were just
They're
recording
recordings.
raw recordings
They were
from
raw recordings. They were,
as opposed to what was in this season. What
Right.
was this season?
this season was just like they put like some sort of a little small device, and then it goes into your brain and tries to find a memory that you are currently trying to recall. Like you are trying to recall the memory and then show it to someone through this like device. And the other seasons like they like you have something in your eye or records stuff.
Okay, I think I found the difference. So in
I
here,
think that's what it is, or it could be like your brain is like I don't know where it records from. Like, is it recording your brain, or is it recording your eye?
yeah, that's the central. That's what I'm trying to get at. Our memories just visions of what we saw. They're different in this world of Black Mirror. They're different. Mirror memories are different from visions, which just brought up the question: are they really? And I think I found the answer. So for memory, you're recalling, as opposed to the technology from the first season where you're active.
You're actively recording.
You're actively recording versus recalling
Right.
something.
Hmm. Which is why they want. Which I think that's why they put it in the this little like small TV, or and it's like and it's all like fuzzy too, because like they want to symbolize how memories are fuzzy as well. Like
They're so
and
they're
people,
gone.
like, yeah, people like very rarely actually remember full on what happened.
No, you never do. Even in
like-
regular things, you don't remember whole scenes. You just
Yeah.
cut from one color to the next, to theories, to what you had for dinner, to what you're scared of, to
Yeah.
today's news.
Yeah, and I thought it was cool that like so in one of the memories they recalled that like there was a lady with a yellow jacket, but then she's talking to the dentist.
What's that line?
Yeah, she's talking to the dentist to try and so see if he saw the accident, and then he's like, oh yeah, I think she was wearing a lime green coat, and she's like it was yellow actually, and then like it immediately changed in the little TV.
Oh
monitor.
right, yeah.
Went from green
He
to
corrected it.
yellow. He corrected his memory. So like I was just like then I started thinking like how reliable are these like recordings or like
They're not.
recollections?
They're only as reliable as the memories.
Do they have like legal binding but they can be like altered that easily
Right, they shouldn't. I don't think they should.
when they try to like recall Mia's memories, like she's like trying to stop it from being so, but she can't fully stop it because like her mind is like so then that means that the device functions without you having to try to remember also.
It just it's
Like
it's
you could put the device and it could play like
it's not registering to your willpower. It's not
right. It registers to your to your intention of remembering, but then it also registers to just like play back whatever you're thinking about.
Oh my god.
Which I get. Which then again is you are intentionally remembering stuff, but you're not also.
See, this is it. This is fire. This is classic Black Mirror episode. It is so fire.
Because you're intentionally. I don't know if you're intentionally remembering, but then you're not at the same time.
Dude, haven't you experienced that before where you're trying to delete something and you just can't? Like it's don't think about a pink elephant. It's the very first thing that comes up. It's a fucking pink elephant. You know?
Yeah.
You're always against yourself. You're so against yourself all the time. There's no way around it. It's like it's like the ego fighting something else that's just
It's like
why can't I control myself
what do you mean you can't control yourself?
with the memories?
Like can't control what you remember?
Yeah, like if you tell me don't think about a green, don't. That's the second time I say think. Don't think about a green elephant, and I can't stop it. Like before I could even attempt to stop it, it's already there.
Thing with like remembering songs is like it gets stuck in your head, right? Like all of a sudden you just keep repeating it, and the more you repeat it, the more it stays in your head.
Memories,
Memories are a very tricky
you know.
and interesting subject.
Oh, it's a fire certified fire subject.
Because it's just really difficult for you as a person to not remember things.
Yeah, you can't not remember things. What was I gonna say? I was just having a conversation with. It's been like a running joke with me and my sister that my memories were trash. At first, I thought I had fire memories, but it turns out. Okay.
Wait, I mean, like you alter them too, right? I think that's what you're getting at. You alter your memories to like all the good parts,
All right? Wait, let me see what the hell.
and then you embellish them in a
Okay.
way that.
I think I found out what I was gonna say. So, I don't know. I guess probably last week I was having a conversation with my sister, and I don't know. We came on the subject of there was a wedding probably like in 2015, and we're recording in 2018, by the way, people. So this must have happened sometime in 2014, 2015. And I was telling her about it, and I was like, oh yeah, and then we went to that wedding. So and so were there, and so was there, and it was on Cermak. It was on the road, and I mentioned the road, and I mentioned like details.
Mm-hmm.
And then she had no idea what I was talking about at first, and I was trying to explain it again in different ways, and she finally got it. She was like, oh, I remember that, but I don't remember you being there, right? And I was like, wait, you don't. And so then I'm like, okay, let me think about another one. So then I mentioned another occasion, and I also described it, and she said, I can't remember you being there, right? And I was like, whoa, I remember you. I remember I was there for the both occasions, and I could recall specific things.
Right.
So then, like, it was just like a joke, like, my memories were not good. And then, so that was one occasion. The second thing happened, and it was for Martin Luther King, which was just recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, are you working in Martin Luther King? And she was like, boy, do I work? And like, do you remember working last year? And then I was like, no, you didn't. And she was like, well, I did. And I was like, no, you didn't. And she was like, I definitely did. I was like, we went to go get tacos on Martin Luther King Day because you were not working. We went to La Internacional in the back of the yards. And she was like, no way, man. And then I got shook. And I was like, and then in that sense, I talked about the earlier time about the two parties.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is going on? She actually looked it up. And she went in her thing, and then she looked up her payroll and looked at the day, and she was there for Martin Luther King. So my memory was not.
You don't have accurate memories?
It happened, but it must have happened a year before, when she did have it off. So.
Wait, so what happened? So you weren't at the weddings?
I was at the weddings.
And
we still don't know.
But she doesn't remember you being there?
She doesn't remember me, and I was there. The walls were green, Angel. The walls were green. Javier, well, name dropping right now, but so-and-so was there, so-and-so was there, and Anayeli was there. They were there. I think she said she just doesn't remember. She just doesn't remember that I was there, but I was there. And most recently, I think we got to the bottom of this, and the issue arises when I begin describing my memories. I begin very arbitrarily, and I speak from experience instead of setting it up from top down. So in a memory, for me to communicate with you, probably the two most important things are time and location, right?
Right.
I don't start off mentioning time and location ever because it's like secondary to me. First I go to, oh, I remember I said this, I felt like this, I saw that, So I immediately go subjective in how, from my perspective of the memory. I've had this. Remember in the summer, you were like, "Yo, your memory is really good. You're remembering all these things." But all of those examples, I was giving them to you in a subjective manner. In, oh, you said this, and this is how I reacted. Instead of saying, "Oh, this was during the summer. This happened here." So
Mhm.
it's more like I'm thinking in terms of emotions and feelings instead of raw data, and that's what is affecting my communication with people. That's why I'm a trash person.
I don't see it that way. I think you're just your memory is like you said, it's solely based on emotion. It's an emotional memory,
Yeah.
and
INFP.
it's
We talked about this last
experiences,
episode.
right? But like I'm very different. Like I try to give you I give you more I give you a lot of context sometimes.
For no context.
Yeah, so I'm just like that's what I do to people. It's like, oh, I remember I was over here. Well, and then I'll stop myself and I'll be like, hey, oh, but so the reason we were there was
No,
this,
I can't
right?
remember those things.
And then just doing all this stuff, and then just giving. I sometimes I give too much context. Sometimes I give
You
like
start giving the history of the day.
yeah. So I'm just like, bro, we went over here, then we went
It was
there.
the
Blah,
third
blah.
lunar cycle.
I remember that day. It was like, all right, and then they'll be like, so what you trying to tell me? Like, what's the point of this memory?
Yeah,
You
like
know?
I'm just giving you context. So you're the, oh, that's so funny. But do you how do you register the emotions? You also register that well, right?
I
Or
guess
is
so.
that secondary to you?
I don't know.
Do you remember more of the context instead of how you felt and what you saw?
Uh, no, I remember. I think that's like every. What am I trying to say?
It's hard, see?
I do remember in that sense as well, but I do a lot of setup. I think I do a lot of setup whenever I'm telling a story.
Yeah, I've noticed that with this podcast, which is really useful.
Yeah, I do a lot of setup and because I want people to know like
You want to know them
I
to
want
know
them to
what you're
be
talking
there
about.
to know what I'm talking about. I want them to be there
So what
with
the
me. So then I'm like when I'm telling them and they're like, especially if I'm trying to like get a laugh, you know. I'm just like, because I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, this is funny.
but only in this context.
This is
Right?
funny, and like, it's worth sharing, with someone, and I gotta set it up,
Wow. So how the hell am I sounding off then? Because I want to get to the core of it right away, which is, oh, I saw, dude. I'll just blurt out things, which is the core of what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh, remember that song? Remember I played that one time, and everything other than the core emotion will be blurry, and I can't remember it, and I won't remember the context. I won't remember why we were there or anything like that. I just remember exactly what I was feeling at that very moment, and it's interesting to have this and to have you on the other side of it. What? So
Yeah.
the people on the show, what type of, so we've coined emotional memory and context memory, and they probably exist in the real scientific community, but we just came up with it on our own organically. So in this episode, were those people emotional or context driven? They're probably both, right?
I think they were both like everyone who was remembering was like emotional. They had an emotional response, which is why they were like remembering and stuff. And even the insurance person says that like your memories are a lot more vivid when you have an emotional response to certain things.
Ooh, that's true. He did say that.
So because he like very clearly remembered what the girl looked like because of her lipstick and she was pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Ooh, she bad,"
He attached his memory to
and
it.
so he like intentionally remembered her face. Well, I guess not intentionally remembered her face, but it was like he could more accurately remember her face because
Because
of
he had an affinity to it.
right.
Memories are so interesting because they're constantly in our head right now, and we could just test out. We could test out theories in live time, like right now. What?
But yeah, so I don't know how you would like.
Override them?
No, not. I don't think you can. I think you can like over time. Yes, like the memory gets lost, and then you like try to remember stuff, and you like don't remember like
Piece it together.
accurately. But what I'm trying to get at is like how could you ever use technology to try and get in there and pull it out once it's already happened?
You would have to trigger some sort of, dude. It would go back to the vision thing because what you're seeing is a vision as opposed to Man, vision
I don't
and
know. I don't
memory.
know. I don't even know if we understand the brain like that
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
we
At
can't.
this point in time, scientists are lacking in their
We,
understanding of the brain.
like I just had like
Like yes, I think yes, we know like the functions of it and what happens, but I don't know if we can even the understanding to try to manipulate memories or like even any of those functions at all.
we
Besides, like we can do like chemical alterations. I
the only
think
thing we
right
have
now.
right now is the Wonder Machine, right? That's it.
What's the Wonder Machine?
That thing, the brain, the CT scans. That's the only thing we have as far as seeing into our
Why do you
brain.
call it the Wonder Machine?
'Cause that's what they call it.
Okay,
Though it's a thing.
okay, I'll look it up later. I've never heard anyone call it that.
Yeah, it's a thing because and it just registers brain activity. That's all it does. So it just registers areas of activity, and they call it the Wonder Machine because that's all we have. That's
Yeah.
as far as
Like
we've
yeah, so
gotten.
like I said, we understand like we're thinking like what parts of the brain
But we don't know what's going on in it.
are, but we don't know like we have no understanding of how to manipulate the brain to give us what we want.
Mm,
So like I was like we're like I think we're like hundreds of years away from that
oh my
because the brain is
god.
so complex. There really hasn't been a huge breakthrough in brain understanding of like the brain. I could be wrong, you know. I'm not that plugged into
I don't think.
the scientific community regarding brains.
Do you think we're gonna? Do you think there's a ceiling on our technology that we're gonna hit a point where we can't continue? I think this might be encroaching on it in terms of understanding memory because it's
Mhm.
so complicated.
I think there might be. That's like the great what do they call it? The Great Barrier.
The Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah, something like that. Like can we go past it? Can we go through it when we come to the point where like we've thought of everything that we can.
Even though that's ludicrous, right? We can never think about everything.
Yeah, like or that we're trying to do something, but it's like, bro, we can't. We do not have that level of understanding for be it physics, be it the brain, or the physics just isn't there, the chemistry just isn't there yet, the math isn't there. It's like, and it's just like requires like ridiculous
Or
amount of
maybe,
effort.
maybe, maybe these types of things, such as the soul, such as memory, such as feelings, such as things like that, maybe science is not the best way to understand those. Maybe we already figured them out more in other senses in terms of mysticality, in terms of different venues as opposed to logic and science. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't think that. I mean, these are like you said, these are very subjective things to try to study. So it's hard to do it with math and science and stuff. But I
Do
mean,
you
I don't know. I don't know. I
think?
don't know what you're trying to get at. Like are you saying that like we can't do it?
Okay, I don't
Are
know
you
what
s-
I'm. First,
are you?
point one. First of all, I don't know what I just said. Second point, what is going on? What are we trying to do as a species?
I don't know.
Just understand?
Uh,
Yo, Mr. Representative of the human race, what are we
uh,
doing?
yeah, I don't know, dude. It's like
It
we
just comes down to what are we trying to find out? And
I mean, everyone has I think everyone wants to know something, right?
mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to have a purpose for their life or whatever. So there's like I think a lot of people in the scientific community want to discover something, want to figure something out, or they're trying to tackle a certain question that they know of, or and then in that maybe find something that just like completely had no idea that they were gonna find, right? And I think we're just as a society, like just for like other people, they just want to progress. Everyone just wants to move forward. Everyone wants to go to that next step.
I think there's something that stood out to me in my political science 200 class. Shout out to Professor Broll. He said that philosophy, and this relates to where we're trying to get at with the human. He said that the point of philosophy was there's three core things of philosophy that it asks, and it kind of like I was like puzzled. I was like, wait, something so vast as philosophy only has, you could break them down into three core questions,
Mm-hmm.
and these are the three core questions. It is, the first one asks, what is truth? The second one is, what is justice? And the third one is, what is beauty? Truth, justice, and beauty.
Hmm.
He pretty much suggested that any question can be broken down into those three things.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of, that's what we're trying to get at using math and science in different ways. They're all somehow like veined up. They're veined up to those three questions in some way, and those three things are what humans have been asking most persistently.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about those three things? Truth. Truth directly goes to math because we're trying to get at math all the time, and we're trying to get at truth. Justice in terms of just civility and how we should treat one another, and beauty in terms of just just admiring beauty and trying to figure out what it is. So truth, justice, and beauty.
Wow, those are like,
Very profound, right?
yeah,
Dude,
it's
that's
like,
why it stuck with me. I was like, I fucking love you so much. Like I thought about that at least once a day since he said it. I was like, oh my god.
yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that would be different from those three that you couldn't put in there. I don't think I can.
Dude, it's wild.
That's crazy.
Everything broken down into three things. Like it just like I felt like I was broke. Like I was like, whoa, like what just happened?
Yeah, because I mean, I still think that like the whole point is like people want to progress and move forward,
Yeah.
but they want to move forward and find out those three
Find out
things.
the three things,
Right.
dude.
What they want to move forward with is the truth. They want to move forward with, the justice of the whole thing, the system, making the system better, and
And then beauty, just
and
art.
yeah,
you
just
know?
making, just
Dope,
trying
dope
to,
stuff.
yeah.
Those are the three things. All right, we got so far from memory, but
That's crazy, bro. I'm gonna use that.
that's a handshake right there, yo.
I'm gonna
Right?
use that. I'm gonna use that. I'm
It's
gonna use that.
fire, man.
I'm gonna use that.
Those three things are at the core of anything. All right, so but all right, that's just the gem. If you tune into this podcast, you're gonna get gems. And but going back to the episode,
People are gonna think I'm so deep, dude. It's just like,
well, those three things. What's up,
cause,
y'all?
I mean, because that's really cool. I really want to share that with people.
Yeah, I'm glad it touched you like that. I didn't really think it was gonna hit, but I was like, all right, it's been bothering me since you said it. And, I thought I would share it with these people. But it's cool. But all right, what are some other questions that the episode asks? So, all right, just throwing out there. All right, so we had to pause for a second, but now we're back.
We're back from outer space.
So I totally lost the branch of thinking I was going on. All right, so the last thing we were talking about was memory and how it's so hard and willpower, and somehow related it to some other things. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about?
As far as the episode,
Mm-hmm. I'll pause. We're doing this episode an injustice right now because it was probably the best episode of the season so far, in my opinion. And it was really memory and guilt and what are some other themes?
I don't
Yeah, okay, we're back. We paused this about 4 times in the past 5 minutes. We kind of
bro, because like
really got off track.
we've already answered all these questions, right? You said truth, justice, and what was that other one? Beauty. That's it. We ain't gotta talk about it no more. There's no reason to do a podcast anymore. Everything.
Yo, we killed the lifespan of this podcast. We just found.
The answer to everything.
Oh my god.
But no, I think yeah, the episode was really good. Really, really good. It went back to the like original Black Mirror stuff. Like not so happy ending.
Oh, you know what? I really appreciated the throwbacks in terms of the song and the little wraith babes. What was it?
Yeah. So like I do like that too. Like the not specifically wraith babes, but like
Yo, shout out to wraith babes.
I like that they built this universe. I guess not. Yeah, this universe. I'll use that word. That they built this universe and with and they like everyone. Like the stories may be independent of each other, but they all happen in the same universe because they all have like kind of the similar technology, the really advanced phones, and
I just like the song. Like it just really, it was like a nostalgia kick because I think it was 15 million credits. The second one.
Yeah.
I really really like that song, and then they also played it in White Christmas, and I really like it. It's a solid song. Like
Yeah, they got a really good soundtrack going. They use all like pretty often.
and isn't it crazy that in different contexts, like that song
It
means so much more in different contexts?
yeah, and it behaves really well for them. I think it's a good song to choose.
Because it's
And
like,
they only have to pay copyrights for one song.
yeah, and it's fire. Because whenever I hear it, I picture like a fairy or like something that's like just seemingly dancing over humans. That's kind of like just like mocking them in a way. Like how does the song go? Like dun, 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 dun. Like it's just mocking the viewer and also the characters in the universe as
Mhm.
to the moral questions they're asking themselves. And this thing that's like dancing over them, that thing knows all the answers, and it's personified in that song. But
Mhm.
the characters are listening to the song, but they're not understanding what is going on with themselves.
Right. So that's nice. Yeah, it's like, damn, bro, you just went hard.
Dude, I I don't know. Like that. I
Just
really like that song.
yeah, that's cool. I like it too, and like I said, I really like that they built this universe for the context of the episodes. I think some episodes are like the intent. Some episodes are like they're so far off that there's just like they're just stories, but not like together.
You like that? Shout
I
out
don't
to
know if I
Kirk
do.
Cousins.
Cause you know what I'm trying to say. Cause like they do that one episode where like you're a slave to screens and stuff, and they're like you're sitting there, you gotta all you
Oh, the
do
15 million credits.
yeah, all you do is
Yeah.
like ride the bike to build up credits so you can go on the show or whatever, and then like people are just watching you do your thing, so you're like addicted to screens. Like I don't know if that's like whole like a whole separate like that universe is just so far off from everyone else
Yeah.
that like it's not there's no way like that could have happened within within the Earth that is in other episodes or
Yeah, I
whatever.
was gonna say in 15 million credits at the end they show how it looks on the outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure if my memory is serving, oh wow, look at that! If my memory is serving me correct, there is a scene at the end of it where the girl,
Hmm.
she's famous, right? She got contracted to Wraith Babes. Shout out Wraith Babes. We got the plug, and then so she looks out into and there's forest and it looks beautiful. Like it was just the tops of trees,
Yeah.
and I would love for that, whatever that universe is, I would love for that to be humanity just stuck in a huge complex of buildings, and then on the outside be completely uncivilized and just have it be just like dude, wild horses. And because
Mm-hmm.
it looked kind of like scary, the tops of trees in contrast to the just the or regimen of the building as opposed to the outside. And I think it has to be the same because it's the same song playing, right?
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know if that's what I'm trying to get at. Like I don't know if it's like the same. Like it may be the same universe, but like the timelines are completely different. I think.
Dude, I just thought
So like
no,
some.
wait, it can't be because there was a line in this episode where he says that the judge of Hot Shots, which was 15 million credits, she said that he was locked up. One of the judges of Hot Shots was locked up because he rented a boy. So I'm guessing it was like some prostitution stuff.
Yeah.
So it is facts the same world.
Interesting. Whoa.
It is the
But
same.
that's like so different, dude. Like those guys were like.
Maybe that's a prison or something. Because remember, in 15 million credits, they say, oh, you're in here now, as opposed to being somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that has to be its own thing. It's probably like a rehab center, or like if you just give up on life and you wanna wait, and they have their own entertainment system. So that system is broadcasting outward as well because people in Crocodile knew about it.
Yeah.
And then have you seen the episode with the bear, with the blue bear,
The bear. What bear?
with the blue bear? Gizmo, what was his name? Oh, blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah.
That dude.
Yeah.
That dude, is he still reigning supreme over everything? Because at the end of that episode, he was he ruled the world. Oh, blah blah blah, Mister.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't really don't remember how that
I really
episode
like
ended.
his cadence. I think I have a theory that dude took over because the White House in that episode they contracted. They pretty much took it and they took over the world with it. So maybe all of this technology that's spawning is under the umbrella of that dude, which is not really one person. It's actually just different government agencies.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I don't know, man. It hurts my head to try and think about like reconciling all these episodes into one world.
Because there's so many.
Because there's some of them are just so drastically different. Like, cause like in
Yeah,
that
are they
one
really,
episode, like the history of you is like everybody has the same plan. Everybody, like everyone in the episode has it, but then like other, obviously other
I think
episodes people don't have it, right? And then like technology is like, I don't know. I think it has to come down to like there's just different timelines for some of it. For some of it's like happened a lot sooner in the history of humanity supposedly, and some of it happened like way far on.
I think yeah, 'cause that would make sense. Different timelines, and it just go back as they will. They go back and forwards and back and forwards.
Right. So they do what the fuck they want.
Which I would credit them because it's pretty amazing how you could. I'm pretty sure you could find the way. I'm pretty sure there's probably a video on YouTube where it could
Where like it like reconciles everything and like
Yeah.
gives you a timeline of
Probably even has a
when
map.
things happen, like
yeah.
at season 5 episode. Wait, there is no season 5, but
Could
season
be,
5
yeah.
episode 3 is like the very beginning, and then you go back to season 1 is like the third
Exactly.
one.
If no one has come up with that yet, you know, that definitely needs to exist because they do so many like little shout outs to other that.
Yeah,
might
they
just
embed
could
a lot of
be
Easter eggs in their episodes, calling, it's like shouting. Like you said,
callback-
shouting out other
callbacks and
episodes.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've hit an hour. We've made it. Is there?
Mama, we made it.
We made it. We played an intro song. What would you guys do? Would you guys like a treat for me to throw in the old intro at the end of this?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. It'd be cool to play us out like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this live right now. Just keep talking, bro.
Yeah, cause I don't know. People like the song. No, they don't. They don't like the song. But if you like it, you'll hear it. It'll be our signature.
Our signature, as opposed to the one today, which was super lame.
Yeah, it's okay. I think we just gotta try to.
I can't edit it in live, so yeah, I think we've reached the end of this episode.
Did we-
Follow us on social media.
Yeah.
My name is Runaway with an extra Y, 23 on Instagram. And you want to say yours?
Yeah, my name is A Silva 2446.
2446. Those numbers are completely arbitrary.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with my life.
You just thought of those. And same thing goes for 23. Completely arbitrary.
Just there were other A Silvas in
You
the
were number 2,446.
yeah. But yeah, so I am Angel Silva.
Oh man, we shouldn't be plugging our personal. We should plug the main
No.
one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm Angel Silva. You are,
I'm Jorge Luis Moreno.
and this was the Winding Road podcast.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
We don't have Twitter.
We don't have Twitter. don't follow us there because you can't.
Yeah. Just Instagram.
Oh.
It's Instagram at the Winding Road Podcast. And
All one word.
all one word. All right.
All lowercase, I guess.
I don't know, dude.
If that matters at all.
And yeah, we'll see you until the next one. Goodbye.
Peace out, fam.